We're updating our advertiser-friendly content guidelines regarding controversial issues, specifically as they relate to sexual and domestic abuse, abortions, and eating disorders.
YouTube has updated some of their guidelines. To be more specific, they're advertiser-friendly guidelines. This video covers a few key points as to what type of content will be affected by this update. But I'd like to focus on one of those topics specifically. Controversial issues. When they say,
Today, we're updating our advertiser-friendly content guidelines regarding controversial issues, specifically as they relate to sexual and domestic abuse, abortions, and eating disorders. Specifically, we are allowing creators to earn more ad revenue on content discussing topics such as abortion and adult sexual abuse. This means that content which discusses these topics without going into graphic detail can fully monetize.
what does that mean? Without going into graphic detail. Some examples would have been appreciated, but as usual, it's left up to creators to figure it out on their own. How can YouTube even be considered a career when there's no stability, no transparency? There's quite a few channels that already cover heavy topics. Most of them depend on a subscription website for income, as YouTube would never allow their type of content to be monetized. I'm mainly speaking of investigation channels like Lord and Arts, whose channel has had a hand in assisting with investigations. There's also true crime content, but those creators are a dime a dozen. Regardless of my opinion, they have a right to create such content. And with such content comes the subject of rape, murder, suicide, etc. I'm going to assume that their videos will not be monetized. Then you have the commentary community. Creators who like to, well, comment on popular topics. And sometimes these topics overlap with the investigation true crime side of YouTube, though their videos are usually shorter, as well as littered with ridiculous made-up synonyms such as R-worded, graped, and unalived. In my opinion, this censorship diminishes the severity of these situations. Those people weren't R-worded or graped. They were raped, murdered, committed suicide. It was mentioned videos that cover such topics, but that are presented in documentary format, can still be monetized. But that brings up another question. What's considered a documentary? By definition, anything that provides factual information on a certain topic can be considered a documentary. I guess as long as all the heavy stuff is replaced with googly eyes and popsicle sticks, green pastures are on the horizon. I don't understand how TV shows targeted at adults can bring in big advertisements, but on this platform it's the opposite. Who makes that decision? The executives or the advertisers? In my opinion, this platform should not be intended for children. Only a few years ago, YouTube had disabled comments on content meant for children. Why? Because pedophiles had infiltrated the comment section of those videos. They could just prevent child labor on the website by deleting all channels associated with kids content, but I suppose disabling the comments section is easier to do. And that way everyone's happy. YouTube's happy, the advertisers are happy, the investors are happy, even the pedophiles are happy.